Thy wheel of fate turns ever to the dark. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection? The bard's death is a weight for... She will be left to the... The girl has left to hew her own path. She left you a letter. Thou couldst read it, or thou couldst not. Such is the way of autonomy. Hast thou other business?
My thanks. It sounds like you made quite a mess getting it, too. All in a day's work for the Lord of Murder, eh?
Our Lady. We serve only the Absolute.
Of course. Been years since we Zenta and dabbled in god worship. So easy to get them all mixed up. And you, big man. When did you start worshipping gods? Did they give your wee rodent a worm friend, too?
Rodent?
Enough! You will show the Stone Lord proper respect. And you will return to the Guildhall and do as we have paid you to.
You're the boss.
Wait.
And suddenly, another presence looms in your mind. Another tadpole.
Some sneak thief lurks nearby. The same one I sensed in the counting house. I can taste your thoughts, coward! Come out, so I may spill them on the ground! Well... Perhaps I only needed to sneeze?
My Zenta in position at the Guildhall. We'll send word when the job is done.
Found my mark.
Against the darkness swarming his senses, a single light glows. Rage, flaring brighter every moment.
Killed her.
He won't stay down for long. Tell your Elith to protect him from the Elder Brain's influence. Quickly!
No. This one will not aid our cause. Get rid of him.
This wretch has stood against your father before. You tremble to end him. Every part of your rancorous body yearns for it.
Don't be foolish. He is too unpredictable. He will only be a hindrance to us. No, I will not be coerced into protecting him. You do not see what I do. His thoughts, his mind, pure chaos.
The Mind Flare pours poison in your ear, I think. Tell it I will tear the prism from your grasp and throw it into the deepest lava pit I can find. Long after our bones are dust and ash, the walls of its prison will still be burning. Now help my friend!
She bluffs. Surely she would not risk the fate of all for one simple life. Fine. Have it your way.
His mind unfolds beneath yours. A still lake pulls you down into its depths. Images flash by, battles fought, and friends fallen. His rage grows colder, burrows deeper, as a familiar face crystallizes before you.
Jaheira, you killed her!
You are being dramatic.
The instant's hesitation is enough. With a sensation of terrible rending, something vast and nameless falls away from his mind.
There. It is done.
Jaheira? I do not understand.
Good. That means you're back to your old ways. We have a lot to discuss. But first, you have someone to thank.
In the sudden silence, your minds merge once more. More memories, sensations, but passing too quickly for you to track. In the same breath, you share everything that happened to you. The Nautiloid, the Absolute, the chosen of the dead three.
You saved Minsk. While he danced like a Mind Flayer's meat puppet. Why?
Suggested.
You do well to heed her. Jaheira was very wise. Even before she was very old. There is someone you must meet. He is... Where is he? He's on his way!
That was Minsk. The Minsk. Part of the crew who saved the city from Saravok all those years ago. Dunno who the Stone Lord is or what the hell he's gotten himself into. But that man is a legend.
Keeping pace.
My friend, from our brief sharing of skulls, I know you have faced many strange beings, but none like this. Whatever happens, show no fear and stay your hand. Trust in Minsk. Such a hurry to our final moments. May I face death as bravely as you do. Wait! You gaze into Minsk's soul and see his foul crimes. You smell the stench of evil upon him, pointy claws primed, ready to scratch out his eyes. I am sorry, my friend. I am at the mercy of your faultless justice. Now, if you must burrow through my blackened heart, I am ready. No? You are certain? Oh, such boundless compassion. You are all heart. And whiskers. And cute little nose. You are right, of course. There is still much evil for Boo and Minsk to stamp out. But we need not fight it alone. I have a new face to show you. But it is not a villainous one for the clawing, understand? This is Boo. And Boo, meet you? No, it is a hamster. A miniature giant space hamster. Fear not, you will learn the difference in time. Those villains locked Boo away, lest his righteous gaze cause their tadpole to flee in terror. Now we are together again. All will be exactly as... Boo, why do you use such language? Once more, my hamster proves himself my greater half, and makes the path clear when my mind is fuzzier than his tiny bottom. He says we will join with you, and cleanse Baldur's Gate of Evil. Together! Boo and I are most adept in the doing of things, but as you wish. To camp then! For his heroics here today, Boo has earned the most vigorous of back-scratchings.
Finders keepers. Easy enough. What's this now?
And I mean, she fell down the stairs and stuff.
Minsk has turned to the absolute. Maybe
Could
there's
shift
something
next
to
year's
this.
interest to this year.
Best drama working in the bloody festival.
I hope you've come to make a lodgment. A city-sized one? And not even a whisker light. God, you're a boring bastard.
Me too, I suppose. Because I'm not even tempted to scam you.
know you're hurting, but it won't bring her back, will it?
Keep a wide berth of the gallows, please, for your own safety. Interference with Flaming Fist property will be dealt with.
Considering? You Gortash.
Considering an army of
Save himself.
Exactly.
Would you rather be stabbed in the gut?
Nothing missing at all.
Does he say anything about
No, he mostly...
The Master is pure. His palace must be pure. No stain, no smudge, no taint. Pure.
Master, may we be worthy of you. Must be. There is someone.
The woman's eyes are alert, verging on manic as she bustles about.
Everything's got to be right for the Master. Everything's got to be perfect.
What have we here?
I must be busy. Busy, busy, busy. Master might see me. Master might approve.
All we can eat, bloody and raw.
Do not stand. Sit.
Everything must be clean. Everything must be
Stop.
Looks like an ambush.
The familiar stink of the cell fills your nostrils, and memories flood back. You remember spending days, 10 days, locked down here in the kennel, suffering endless tortures. This playground belonged to Godi, a skeleton sadistic enough that Cazador left him in charge of disciplining you and the other vampire spawn. The very same skeleton you catch trying to sneak up on you now.
You always were sharp, little one. Sharp enough to cut yourself. What are you doing here? Did you miss me as I've missed you? How dare you! As if you could lay a finger on the Master, you ungrateful little brat! Godi will not let you get away with blasphemy. Godi will see you punished! Everything must be clean. Everything must be perfect.
Cazador's ballroom, where he hosted his most hedonistic nights. You've never seen it closed, let alone locked before. The door is covered in intricate text, but you can't see anywhere a key might fit. Only a small, round hollow engraved with the Saar family crest. The ring slots perfectly into place, but nothing happens. The strange writing on the door glints. The door remains sealed, with naught to see but strange writing and a small hollow. It's written in archaic Kozikuran, a rare version of an already obscure language. The palace is full of inscriptions like this. Cazador always... You can make out enough to recognize an incantation, but the ring's a strange...
Runaway spawn! The Master's scent is all over you. We bring you to him. We get his favor.
Living in the palace, this is the first time you've ever seen this antiquated elevator. This was Cazador's private wing. No one was ever permitted in here but him, and the poor souls you brought him to feed on. There are some scuffs to show its age, signs of things dragged onto it over the years, but it seems to be in good working order. Just like the door to the ballroom upstairs, this door features no keyhole, but does the ring slots perfect.
Just try to hold on, all right? My father will come soon.
Just like the door to the ballroom upstairs, the ring slot. Approaching the cells, you're met by hollow faces and eyes reluctant to meet your gaze. There's an almost physical stink of decay and neglect.
You. I know you.
The last time you heard this voice, it was singing drunkenly, whispering sweetly, then sighing with pleasure. One of your conquests claimed for Cazador. He should have been consumed long ago.
I can never forget you. You smiled and joked and got me drunk. You called me. I want to hear you.
Among the scars on his face is one you recognize. It's identical to one of the runes carved into your back. You remember the taste of his and his name, Sebastian.
No more games. You still make it sound so beautiful. You were my first. And my last. You brought me to this. How long has it been? My family. My friends. You took them from me. You took everything from me. Kill that monster. You can't. It's impossible. Maybe his staff controls everything. Hurry. Please go.
What do we do when that tall freak... Hey, you! It's you, isn't it? I remember that stupid hair.
Behind the glowing eyes and pallid skin, you recognize the faces of the children you took from the Gur Hunters' camp on Cazador's orders.
You better watch out. Our parents will be here soon. And when they find you, they'll...
You know that pain well. She's feeling the same hunger that's plagued you for 200 years.
What? What are you looking at? You. It can't be. You're the one that did this to us. You're the one that took us and offered us up to be Cazador's spawns. But did you have to kidnap us? We were supposed to be hunters. We spent our whole lives training, studying. You were the one we were supposed to kill. Now we're no better than you. Worse. At least you get to roam free. You want to free us? Why? You're not kidding? Huh. So what are you waiting for? Let us out! Cazador's got this stuff. Good luck. If you fail, well...
Can it be? Is this our prodigal son standing before us? And this is how you present yourself to me? Some ragged traveler? Have you fallen so low without me? And after you abandoned us? You should be begging forgiveness, child! You owe me everything, you fetid little rat. I gave you this immortal gift. I made you part of our great purpose, part of something grander than you could ever be alone. I shaped you into what you are. Without me, you are less than nothing. Look how proud you are, you disobedient pup. But you forget yourself. Even if you can resist my words, you are still mine, boy. Now, it is time for you to join the others and complete our destiny. You came here wholly ignorant, with no concept of what you are about to witness. This is the rite of profane ascension, attempted only once in legend. Each of you children brought me 1,000 souls. Now they stand marked with your scars, ready to be sacrificed. In their blood, I shall be reborn, free to walk in the sun's rays, free from sanguinary hunger, and free to crush any who stand against me with merciless power! You were a means to an end, and the end is nigh. All those souls you brought me, all linked through those lines I carved on your back, all linked through your blood.
Your body locks, but it moves no further. You can feel Cazador trying to control you, but you fight the magic to a standstill.
Even now, you resist? Ah! Very well, but you will not stop my ascent. Ecce Dominus!
There he lies, your tormentor. The one who's haunted your nightmares for centuries. If you let him regenerate, he's sure to come after you again.
Get your hands off me, worm! Put it away, boy! You do not know what you are doing! Ha! I would embrace oblivion before I give you that satisfaction. You would never. I have given you so much. I snatched you from the jaws of death and gave you eternity for hell's sake. I saved you. Please, my child, please, have mercy. You think me a fool? That I would allow anyone to usurp me, speak the words, and ascend in my place? The runes I carved into your flesh bind you and all 7,000 souls to the ritual. Complete it, and those bearing the scars will be sacrificed, you included.
You can see from the glee in his face that he's telling the truth, and he thinks you have no way forward. But then again, he didn't say whom the scars had to be carved into.
No, you do not have the skill. Your knife will slip. You will misremember a rune, a single mistake, and you will be consumed!
My eyes are sharp enough to see you squirm, Vampire Lord. They can guide Astarion too.
Your minds join and your two selves become one. You can feel the knife in your hand, but also see the scars on your back. If you complete this ritual, there will be no atonement. 7,000 of your own kind dead by your hand. All but Cazador yourself.
What are you doing? Don't! Ah!
Oh, no! Oh, no! No!
The link between your minds fades, and you're left looking at the fresh runes. Let's hope you copied them accurately.
Ungrateful child! Wretched child!
Enough now, Astarion. There is only one life that needs taking here, and you have it in your grasp.
No! Do not do this! Please!
You can feel the prisoner's power start to flow through you, racing through your veins, even as their screams ring in your ears.
No! Brother! Please!
For the first time since you can remember, the gnawing pain in your stomach is gone. You can feel new strength in your body, and new power at your fingertips.
Snuffed out in an instant. They will never feed and never be hunted, and never have a chance to hew their own paths. Was it worth it, Astarion?
You stand, relishing the silence. You can hear nothing but the drip of blood and the pounding of your newly reborn heart.
I had hoped to avoid this path. I had hoped you would choose the better road. A fool I was to ever hope a beast like you could be saved. If we turn our backs on evil like you, then my tribe is not worth saving. With me! Destroy the beast!
Is it over? Is he...
What does that mean for us?
Whatever we want. We can... feed.
Yes, all right.
And the ones we brought here? What are you going to do with the 7,000 spawn?
Cazador's staff controlled everything during the ritual. If it controls the cells too, you could decide their fate. 7,000 vampire spawn, including the stolen children of the Gur hunters. What will you do with them all?
Seven 7,000 Astarians unleashed on the Sword Coast. It'll be a well-dressed flood of mayhem, at least.
You did the right thing. Although, they will need guidance.
There's only one place 7,000 spawn can feed without drawing attention.
We will lead them into the Underdark. They will not be safe, but at least they will have a chance. Thank you, brother.
I think we're finished here. Let's go.
One move ahead. Sharp as ever.
You killed one vampire, but released 7,000 of his spawn. Have you lost all sense? They returned? This is difficult news. We will need to decide what it means. Thank you for what you have done. Slaying Cazador was a great justice. As for the rest, well, time will tell.
Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and...
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsk and Boo greet cheek with hand. It is well that Boo's innocent ears still ring from all this shouting.
This mess falls on our heads, Minsk. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened. I have seen too much to believe destiny has taken our side. Blind luck, perhaps. The point remains. You meant well, Minsk. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsk falls short of the understanding, Jahira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Waclaren?
The Wicklaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Wiclaren? Minsk, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsk, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsk does as Minsk does, and charges in to make a mess, Jahira does as Jahira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Is there? Wonderful. Another Minsk in the making.
Ha! Not without a companion, I'm afraid. Boo will ask some of his sewer-dwelling friends.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo?
Best foot forward. We should catch up.
He'd hate to hear me say this, but I'm so fucking proud of Astarion. He could have had it all, but he kept his soul instead. Wasn't sure he had it in him, but he's changed so much. Overcome so much darkness. Oh, I could smooch that pointy little face. Hey, soldier. Go on. If you're happy. Couldn't have said it better myself.
So Astarion didn't fulfill his master's ambitions for himself. At least that means he's his own man. Though, I'm a little...
Of course. How... Come for a chat?
Overjoyed with our victory. Another den of evil vanquished, and an old foe defeated. Well, Viconio was a friend for a short time beforehand, but then a foe once more. Yes, Boo, a most wicked witch. The very mention of her name gives him nightmares to this day. Boo and Minsk have traveled far and wide, and met many fine and not so fine people. It will surprise you to learn that even the wisest of friends do not always recognize Boo for what he is. Exactly! The Drow was a cruel witch, but a clever one. She knew what Boo was right away, and she had never seen his like before. She wished to inspect his handsome magnificence, and so she did. One night, while he lay asleep, twitching his whiskers in happy dreams, she crept upon his tiny bedroll holding a knife as slim as a toothpick. She meant to spill his miniature guts and study them. That is true, but he is also a living thing and has need of all his inner parts. Thankfully, he preserved his guts heroically. Boo never sleeps deeply while evil is near. He sprang into action and almost blinded the witch. She had fled from our camp by morning, when Boo told me the whole tale over a breakfast of berries and nuts. To forswear the strength of 7,000 souls. That is an act of true strength, says Boo. You may borrow Minsk's muscles whenever it is needful. Brave, powerful, puny Astarian. Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsk? So dark an alliance sealed with Sentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining hoard. You think Minsk could forget? You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. But we shall simply... Boo! Why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to... Once again, in smaller words? I see. This truth you seek. Boo believes that Minsk is knowing more than Minsk knows. But it is a difficult thing. There are memories of this time that Minsk does not remember. And Boo suggests that, just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places, you must reach what Minsk cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
At first, there is nothing. His mind is empty as a still expanse of open country. But then... Your face, the Stone Lord's face, mirrored in bloodied steel. In the heat of burning buildings, you hold your blade high above pale, frightened faces.
No, that is not right. I slew only monsters. The voice said that they were monsters.
A whisper. The Absolute's voice, twisting the petty guild thieves before you into snarling, savage beasts, feeding on the weak of your city.
The guild. The Stone Lord hunted them, peeled away their rotten ranks one by one to lay bare their corrupt heart. 9 fingers keen. That is what the Absolute bought Black Zentish Steel to do. To kill the Guildmaster. What does it matter? Cultish thinking has occupied Minsk's mind for long enough. Now is time for doing. And this talk of evil overthrowing evil, pah! Like a many-headed hydra biting at its own throat. Bring forth the Hydra, says Boo. More faces for the punching. First we pop the Zentarim blood. Then we show 9 fingers, the 5 fingers of Minsk. Yes? It is only justice, then, that we put a boot upon hers. You come to speak of the last time Minsk stood watch? The snoring, it was Boo. Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends? Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through? Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen. There is nothing jestful in the bond between... Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle. Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the... Huh? The mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done. But enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashomon style, so that a berserker might... They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots. The bards, says Boo. They conspire not to safeguard our trousers, but to rid the world of pants entire. So still that wandering eye, my friend. You have met your match in the tailors of Rashomon. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no? Exactly so. If I must peer into the mind of my enemy, I use an axe. For friends, there is ale. No, my friend. If you fear you have a question that Minsk cannot answer, then you can simply ask Boo. There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge. Ah, Boo has an inkling that this is not the question you mean to ask. I saw some hints of things when our minds mushed together, but Jahira confirmed it for me. You are of the same blood as our old friend, a Ballspawn, and as close to Minsk as if they were his own kin. That makes Minsk your uncle. Better not to ask. He has many dozen cousins, and not all are so open-minded about we who walk on our hind legs as he. There is a lesson in this. We are born into a bloodline, yes, but we need not be bound by it. Take Minsk. He does not have a clear memory of the face of his father, but he does remember tugging on the thick, red whiskers that sprang from his chin. A beard for the ages. Who could have nested there happily through even the harshest of Rashomon winters? Now, look closely at Minsk, and what do you see? Correct! There are more whiskers on Boo's tiny face than on the mighty chin of Minsk. If Minsk did not inherit the flaming red hair of his mother, or the bushy red beard of his father, why would the spawn of Baal inherit his wickedness? In a moment of madness, Minsk might want to sprout a bushy red beard, but he trusts his friends will be there to speak to his better nature. And, failing that, to end his madness with the cleansing blade. You come to speak of the last time Minsk stood watch? Minsk is an open book. Oh, my friend. There is much more to know of Minsk's homeland than he could ever put into words. Boo might fare better, but his home is far stranger again. Well, in many ways, it is the very opposite of this city. The far side of Faerun, with empty plains, white forests, and peaks that pierce the very belly of the sky. But it is like the city too. Here, it is loud with the daily wailing of people. In Rashomon, it is also loud, if you know where to listen. The Telthors, guardian spirits of every root, rock, and tree. Here in the Sleeping Lands they are silent, but in the far north, they know how to speak still. The first time, my Dajema, a warrior's quest of proving. Minsk quickly proved that quests do not always go as the stories say. After wandering a ways and some savings of the Sword Coast, Minsk returned to Rashomon to find a welcome fit for hamsters and heroes. The Iron Lord himself came to bear witness to Boo. Minsk of Rashomon, said he, your Dajema is done. Minsk politely disagreed. Dinah here was dead, and so his Dajema could never be done. Then swear your service to me, Minsk of Rashomon, said he. Serve your land as your lord's chosen champion. Minsk politely disagreed. It was a little awkward, but he had already sworn his service to Boo. Minsk of Rashomon, said he. You insult your Iron Lord. We will settle this matter in the circle of combat. It was only polite for Minsk to agree. After they carried the Iron Lord away, the Council of Witches gave Minsk a pack of provisions and said it would be best if he continued his adventures for a time. Yes, Boo, that was before we were stone. Perhaps we are due a little homecoming when all of this is done, no? Such a skeptic, my friend. Minsk cannot prove the point to you, for the Telthors of this land lie sleeping. And for this, we had best be glad. In Rashomon, a Telthor is wind and snow and soil. in Baldur's Gate, it would be stink and stain and a far less pleasant type of soil. If my meaning is not clear, just check under your boot. As you wish. Ooh.
I think things will be better now that we've talked to Shadowheart. Much time was lost, but no more. Now we can be there for our daughter. Old. I was a young woman when they seized me. Arnel and I hoped Jen would be joined by siblings. But that dream's gone now. And there's a stranger in the mirror. But I still have my teeth. That first apple was worth the wait. We are a small family. Smaller than I hoped for. But we are whole again. Now this old lady will be getting in the way in your fine cap. Don't worry. I shall pull my weight and help how I can. After so...
I'm starting to feel like my old self again. And Shadowheart, has been able to a great deal of damage was done to our family. But we can still heal. My wife will need care. I wish to find somewhere quiet, close to nature, where the sun can warm us and the moon can watch over us as we sleep. And Shadowheart, too, may wish to join us, perhaps, with her fine paramour at her side. Once you've put down this absolute threat together. I've gleaned enough from word around this camp to know you're more than capable. You will prevail. Of course, only a fool would alienate his child over a name. Shadowheart must determine her own path. That is what the Moon Maiden teaches. Still, I am unused to it. I can only hope she forgives a slip of the tongue now and again, until I adapt. I am. But with Seluna's guidance, I learned how to control the beast long ago. I only let it loose again when my family was threatened. Unfortunately, I was unable to stop what befell us, as neither elf nor wolf. I'm sorry, but what happened in that room, that must stay within the family. Just know that we endured and are grateful for your help.
Wise to reject the devil's offer, but there is no reason to provoke him by invading his home.
Gods, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is all your fault, you know. You're lucky I love you. Get in. Get the contract, and go. Easy. We won't get trapped here. We won't get dragged deeper into Avernus. We won't. On the bright side, my engine finally feels normal. Like it isn't about to explode. I gotta admit, that's pretty nice. Let's find that contract and get out of here before I get used to feeling like I might live.
Your nerves rattle and your skin shivers. The pillar contains thousands of angry souls, eager to escape.
What have we here?
Come in from the cold,
You came. Such a shame. Curiosity killed all the cats. It won't be so kind to you.
As the woman speaks, you hear a distant rattle of chains, and she winces in pain.
The jailer will hear us. I shouldn't be talking to you. I must go. It's not kind to me.
The figure flickers and starts to dim from view, but you sense she could be convinced to return. The figure shimmers brightly. Your words seem to have piqued her curiosity.
I hope so. But it is a faint hope. Just like me. I can't leave. I could only suffer. But I'm supposed to do that in silence. Everyone here hates me for what I am. I'm the thing that kills you and the only reason you're alive. Made by a promise, undone by the truth. A handshake, a hug, the first beat of a newborn's heart. I am hope. What little is left of her. A guttering candle in a universe of night.
Raphael's driven her mad. Poor soul.
I'm not much of a friend to anyone anymore. But I could use a friend myself. Do you want a friend to guide you through this madhouse? I hear the jailer. It hears me. It'll call Raphael, make every question count. Make some of them count twice.
This place must house our contract with Raphael. If hope points the way, we might take it and shred it.
What have we here?
After I moved some, I see them. I see my parents. God, what's been done to them?
Just a peek.
Shah did not come to Viconia's defense. All who bow to her are disposable pawns. In the end, the mission she sent me on was a lie. Same as everything else she ever told me. She sowed her own downfall in trying to take the prism for herself. Had she never sent me, I'd still bow to Shah, none the wiser. My parents are still captive. I need to free them.
Yeah? So Shar, and who knows what other gods, fight over the prism like brats over boiled sweets. And it is the mortal realms that suffer. Would that there was a hand big enough to smack them all. Meaning no insult, Oakfather Sylvanus.
Viconia sought that which she could never have controlled. Her failure was written from the start.
It can't be. Another vile trick.
No. There is no trick. It's her. Jennifer. Jen. Our little girl.
Moon Maiden's grace. It is you.
I'm here to get you out of here. They're all gone. It's over.
It is not over. You see, it matters not if you raise this place, if you slay every one of your brothers and sisters. That was never where my power resided. Every time you try to step away from me, every time you try to reach for Selûne, my hold on you bites deeper. If you had learned, if you had obeyed, there would be no pain. But you struggle on. You will make things worse for yourself. And for them. Victory. Your victory is but a guttering candle in the dark. Temporary. Inconsequential.
Enough! I'm taking my parents away from here. I'm taking them away from you!
You cannot. We are still bound to you. You cannot both free us and free yourself from her curse. The Moon Maiden needs you more than she needs us. You are the future. You must return to the fold. We are the past. And our duty is almost done.
Eloquently put. His mind stood up well to his time here. The same cannot be said for your mother. Such brief, fragile lives humans lead. This is my final lesson. I leave you now to dwell on your mistakes and make your choice.
Shah's parting words make your flesh crawl. There is no lesson to be learned here, only a family's torment, a spiteful goddess's whims, and an unspeakable choice to be made.
She's gone. I don't understand.
Shah will never admit defeat. Not until she has stolen one last thing from you. We cannot allow your future to be her last prize. Not after all your mother and I have endured. To see you again. Your companion understands, I think. Help her, please. Help her see what must be done.
No, I can't. I came here for them.
And you did. You found us. All these years, that dream kept us going. That you would break free. No matter what they made you do to us, we knew you were still in there.
I knew the Dark Woods wouldn't frighten you. You were always such a brave girl.
She was, and still is. You've saved us. Now save yourself. You'll be out of Shah's reach, and we'll be at peace.
But I only just found you again after all this time. I can't lose you again.
We'll still be with you. By the Moon Maiden's grace, we'll never be far. Please, Jennifer.
I am nothing. I am the empty room. The dreamless sleep. The shadow's shadow. There was no pain before my sister set the sun aflame. Now you exist to suffer. Until you find your way back to my embrace.
Enough! I'm taking my parents away from here. I'm taking them away from you!
You cannot. We are still bound to you. You cannot both free us and free yourself from her curse. The Moon Maiden needs you more than she needs us. You are the future. You must return to the fold. We are the past. and our duty is almost done.
Eloquently put. His mind stood up well to his time here. The same cannot be said for your mother. Such brief, fragile lives humans lead. This is my final lesson. I leave you now to dwell on your mistakes and make your choice.
Shah's parting words make your flesh crawl. There is no lesson to be learned here, only a family's torment, a spiteful goddess's whims, and an unspeakable choice to be made.
She's gone. I don't understand.
Shah will never admit defeat. Not until she has stolen one last thing from you. We cannot allow your future to be her last prize. Not after all your mother and I have endured. To see you again. Your companion understands, I think. Help her, please. Help her see what must be done.
No, I can't. I came here for them.
And you did. You found us.
I knew.
She was.
But I only just found you again.
Will still be with you. By the Moon Maiden.
But the curse. We'll just have to go on like this. Suffering. I didn't come this far just to give up at the final hurdle. We're leaving this place together. I'm going to take care of you.
Our time has passed, Genevieve. You must not let us burden you.
You're no burden. You're my strength. I think I know where my willful side comes from now.
But...
Hush, Arnel. Jen wants her family. Jen shall have her family. How can we help, dear?
Get out of this place as soon as your strength allows. There's a camp. You'll be safe there. Everything that's happened. Shah, my parents. It's almost too much to take in. Give me a night to try and get my head together.
A huge polished disc looms before you. A mirror, but one that offers no reflection. All you see is a void of endless darkness.
This feels familiar to me somehow. I'm sure I've stood before this mirror before. Many times, perhaps.
A mirror of loss. A relic said to be as old as the Church of Shah itself. Those who stood before it could surrender their very thoughts and memories to the Lady of Loss. Great powers rest within the realm of the mirror, to be granted at the Dark Lady's whim to those making a suitable offering. A piece of themselves. You feel a presence, dark and ancient. It approves of your fealty. The mirror's emptiness seems to draw you into a stupefying embrace. Your thoughts, feelings, memories, they grow slow and drowsy, drifting away from each other. You must surrender some part of yourself. But what? False memories of an imagined battle in the astral plane are accepted and taken from your mind. A foreign sensation assails you. For a moment, you do not feel like yourself. A jumble of memories clamor for your attention. They range from ancient to new, but none are yours. Whatever power lurks deeper in the recesses of the mirror has no interest in you. The dark mirror seems to turn dormant, its hunger sated.
I'm ready.
A huge polished disc looms before you. A mirror, one that was used to wrest your memories from you. Your prayers fade away into the nothing.
Shadowheart's search is concluded. The Night Singer may inflict pain upon her, but never her will.
Shadowheart looks so happy, doesn't she? She seems, found. In a way she never seen before, even when she was most devoted to Shah. Her folks must be so glad to have her back, and to see who she's become.
Shar believes us so fearful of pain that we would empty our lives of all other feeling just to escape it. I will admit a petty sort of pleasure in watching Shadowheart make the goddess look ill-acquit.
What a surprise.
Oh, Mahler's mark, an ambush.
Are we quite sure she hasn't actually died this time, brother? She looks dead.
Smells it too. Ooh.
It has been a hard road. But I can clip you both around the ear to prove I am no ghost. If it would help.
Forgive us, Mother. We're just surprised you still know how to find your way home. You know Mother dear well already.
Ryan.
A sending spell can carry 25 words. Do you know how many Jaheira's only message contained in all this time she's been away? 7.
If you are trying to help me, please stop.
The message went, I'm sorry, you know what to do.
So why haven't you done it? You were supposed to get the young ones out of the city.
And you were supposed to be dead. That's what your oh-so-stoic message meant, yes? Yet here you are. So, what happened out there?
I got my skin saved by this one. We've come to take the fight to the cult, which is exactly why you all cannot be here.
Why? You plan on winning, don't you? You're the one who saved her, so tell me. Are we all doomed? See, Mother? A little positivity.
You are a very irritating girl.
This isn't your house, remember? You'll keep a civil tongue under our roof if we let you stay at all.
Have mercy, sister. She's old, after all.
So old! Seems I'm outvoted. See, Mother? That is how you go about talking things through with your family. Now, if there's more to discuss, then bloody well come in. And wipe your boots.
Coming along nicely there, Floki.
That might be worth a look.
I take no responsibility for your plants. You know I'm more of a mushroom man.
You've let my study turn into a thicket. Is this what I am hearing?
I tended to it. I just let it thrive in its own independence. You know, same way you raised us.
I raised you to be a sweet and kind boy. What happened?
I watched what you did instead of listening to what you said. This house has taken in a lot of children over the years. Mother dear was sometimes more commander than, well, Mother dear. I believe the phrase she preferred was, "The fouler the fertilizer, the fairer the flower."
So you do listen?
I've only ever seen her truly angry once. We were down the market when I was about 9 years old. Some merchant started in with the usual, "Yes, but where's your family? Whose son are you, really?" When Mother was done with him, well, let's say he won't have any sons of his own to worry about.
Nature's law in action.
Hey, you all right up here?
Something
Yeah. A fine day to you, sir. Are you known to this court? Sir Fluffington, an honor to host you in my manor.
Jessamine discovered an old family tree in my study. We haven't had a moment's peace since.
Tetherian nobility. You might be royalty, Jahira. You don't want to be queen, of course, and Ryon curses too much, so it would have to be me.
Careful, girl. They have a habit of taking against tyrants there.
I'm not a tyrant. If anyone calls me one, I'll have Fig chop their head off.
A pebble could take out an eye.
Those leaves are a little
Commander!
Spare me your salutes, guardswoman. You let us slip right past you.
Did not, Commander. Smelled you coming. Your friend, too. Druidy smell.
Such keen senses. I suppose you're up to keep guarding them all while I'm away.
Can I have a real sword?
No.
Fine.
No arguing. Just tell me you're well.
I am well.
And Minsk?
We're working on it.
You'll get him back. I owe him a kicking for showing Fig how to throw hatchets. So, this cult. What's our plan?
I'm not fool enough to think I can change your mind. But if you're staying, I don't want you taking up arms. There are other ways to fight.
Really? Like what?
You shame me. In all our hunting, I had put them from my mind.
Right. Leave them to us then. If we can't get them past the checkpoints, we'll at least make sure they're watched over if it comes to fighting in the streets. If I have to stay home and babysit, then it's your job to make sure there's still a home to look after. Take what you need, and we'll do the grand reunion when you come back for good. So, lovely as it is to have you back, Mother, go away. You have work to do.
Aye, aye, Commander. Wait, one more thing. There are doppelgangers on our trail. One even went so far as to steal my face.
Huh. All right then. If you turn up looking for hugs and kisses, I'll be sure to shoot first.
That's my girl.
Written in code, too.
I know. It's not a very good
I love
code.
surprises.
Someone in half. It's squeezed their gut. It's like an overfill.
I hope you were hibernating, little cub. I can't think of another reason you wouldn't come down to say hello.
Jaheira! I didn't want to see if you were really dead. They said...
Who said?
Jord and Ryan. They didn't think I could hear.
You little sneak thief? Well, they were wrong. Look! Not dead. I just... had a few adventures. Like,
Really?
Now, cub. Solitude is a wonderful thing, but not too much. Come downstairs and fight with your sisters.
Wait. Here. I was... keeping this safe.
My Harper pin. Oh.
No.
Harper pin opens more doors than most. Come down to my study and see if you can figure it out. Pay no mind to those. You're probably safe so long as I am here. But if you do not trust me, take the weight from the pressure plate there. Have no fear.
The orb casts
Perhaps aren't meant for
glyphs
you.
familiar to the druid of
But,
ownership.
better to stick close.
Overwhelming it with the same element can often disable the enchantment. The orb casts glyphs familiar to the druid of ownership. Overwhelming it with the same element can often disable the enchantment.
Patch of wilderness this city permits me. There ought to be supplies here to aid us.
The Archdruid's eyes and ears have fallen away in her absence. I'm training new ones.
There's been killings in a holy place. Stinks of incense and blood.
Yes? I have given you much reason to think that Harper's hoard secrets like precious stones, but I promise you, this was not some intrigue. Just, plain and simple foolishness. As if by keeping clear of my family, I might keep them clear of the cult in turn. And if this fight were to go against us, well, they had already done their mourning. Why visit it on them twice? course I was. You met her, did you not? The girl had opinions before she had teeth. I was wrong to think I could keep my children from this fight. They're Baldurian born and bred. The only damned reason I root myself in this place. This city is a cesspit. An open sewer of the soul that taints us with its filth and churns us out when all that is good has been stripped away. It also happens to be their home. And so it is mine. Ugh. That might be the first time I have said that out loud. Now come. We had best get to saving it. Lest Ryan turn her ire on us both. Keen eye. But if it's supplies you seek, weapons to aid in our fight, you won't find them behind that door. There is nothing back there of worth to anyone but me. Oh, you need not apologize. I only seek to spare you some disappointment. On my word, all you will find inside is dust. And the moldering keepsakes of a much younger woman. But then, perhaps I make too much of this. How can I beg privacy when I was not half so trusting on our first meeting? Pass then. Go on.
At your command.
A gift from my husband. I've had to renew parts over the years. But the heart remains the same as the day he gave it to me. Yes? The threat of spanking never kept the children from poking through my things. Why should it deter you? It is a ritual, or it describes one at least, practiced by druids of certain esoteric circles. If they be learned and powerful enough, the practitioner of this ritual might slow their aging, extend their life well beyond its natural reach. It is not something you need concern yourself with. I've picked up stranger things in all my travels. Trust me. If you wish. It's, possible I was a little too quick to judge. A little too caught up in ceremony. It is a ritual, or it describes one at least. If they be learned, it is not something you need concern yourself with. Whatever it takes. Yes?
Defender of the people.
I'm compiling a translation dictionary so warring species of the Underdark can understand each other. It's an essential step forward.
Strange.
Let's
To
chew the
think
fat.
that I'm both
Must remember.
Well met. I am the Society's leading expert on myconid spore telepathy. But I've had to delay my experiments. Run out of spores, you see. Oh, I miss them, those myconid spores. I don't feel quite right without them. Probably shouldn't have inhaled them all.
Ah, a fellow inhabitor of the Underdark. You find yourself in the cradle of knowledge relating to our subterranean home, the Society of Brilliance. Tell me, what can the Society do for you? I assure you, we are as well provisioned an institution as any other you'll find in this city. We simply prefer to keep our wealth away from areas of study. One must stay humble in order to achieve true academic rigor. A most intelligent impulse. But I'm afraid it simply isn't possible. New memberships are on hold for as long as those wretched absolutists are banging on the city gates. It does, however, give you plenty of time to prepare your admission thesis. A brisk 30,000 words should be more than sufficient. Was there anything else? A wonderful research partnership. I'm sure you'll agree. They are upstairs if you wish to share any theories with them. Yes, dear Lady Esther, one of our most reliable contractors. Though unfortunately, this particular request was too much even for her. I don't suppose you've stumbled across any Githyanki eggs during your...
Don't you dare consider it.
Study it, of course. Your kind have been a source of great... Most on this plane believe you to be... As citizens of the Underdark, we face similar stigmas. Totally unfounded, of course. I believe, if hatched in a morally sound, intellectually stimulating environment, the child can overcome the evil predisposition its Githyanki nature bestows. In the literal sense, I will need to induce the egg to hatch via the application of certain currents to the creature inside. Once out of the shell, I plan to take a twofold approach. The enforced repetition of sound, moral principle from the Patarian Code, alongside a series of... Assuming I can accelerate its growth, I should have conclusive findings within a year or two at the most. I won't bother to argue with you. An arboreal shaman can't be expected to understand. My findings could change the perception of your kind and the people. Of course it won't. If anything, it will do quite the opposite. Now,
A Gith hatchling is not a lab rat. This skaka...
Then I will source another subject, and the experiment will be completed without your involvement. Progress may be delayed.
Strange. To think that I'm both brilliant and extremely attractive.
So much Underdark strife comes from vying for scarce minerals. I seek to invent new, easier ways to find such ores. From plenty comes peace.
Shift in Middle Kobold is fascinating. Next, I just need to interview somebody who speaks classical Meanlock.
Once I publish my paper proving that it's just hyena mite infections that make gnolls so angry, I'll be famous.
My gloom-lit friend. How long has it been? I am glad to see you well. I see your tadpole remains in its state of suspension. Your case has set us on quite the detour from our planned expedition work. We've thought about very little else. You have? I would love to hear your conclusions, but it would not feel right to do so without my research partner. After observing the nature of your tadpole's stasis, we felt it wise to report back to the Society. Omeluum went out into the city to seek out further undeveloped infections like yours, but I have heard nothing since. I admit, I'm somewhat concerned. We are usually sticklers for updating one another on our progress. Omeluum believed the answer to this riddle lay within the city walls, and held some connection to the cult of the Absolute. I had the distinct impression it was intentionally keeping its hypothesis from me, as though even the theory would be enough to put me in danger. Why that would be, I can only theorize myself. It is Omeluum is most likely safe and well, and simply absorbed in its work. However, it would put my... Of course, research on the surface. Stop.
Screeches. This city has been in a downward spiral for too long. Only the soft-hearted and the street vermin dare to deny it. Gutter filth. I suppose your mother squeezed out a whole litter just like you, filling the damn city to the brim like a...
Nobody wants to read the riot act to a child, but, well, discipline's got to start somewhere, eh?
I was just playing.
Bloody ridiculous. Some folk must live a charmed life. If a child playing in the streets, they're great.
Almost coming to blows over a pebble.
In the wine, small enough even for street puppets like you. Perhaps Lord Portesh will revive that friend.
You want a copy of this rag? Gold. Me stupid dad makes me sell these shite rags. Pillock. Yeah. The best one in town. Also, the only one in town. The Baldur's Mouth Gazette. When the mouth barks, the fist bites. Works great.
That graffiti from before. I never thought I'd see it again. Well, I think I was the one who did it. I can recognize my own handwriting. How long ago was this? Years? All the time I spent training, hidden away from the world. I think I must have wanted to leave my mark somewhere. Just to prove I existed. Even to myself.
Not to stay in line.
Facemaker fashion. Don't just look the part, be the part. And if you want to, be the...
I bet Master Figaro has the perfect outfit to complement your scale sheen.
heavens, what's the hold-up? I dare say the wait is shorter in the City of Judgment.
You appear to be lost, dear. I specialize in fashion, not potato sacks. A certain level of class is expected by my clientele. So if you wish to stay, I must insist you purchase some less depressing garments. Well, the feeling is decidedly mutual. If she would just accept my offer, I said the best you'll find in Baldur's Gate. Certainly better than it. Very good, sir. Now remember,
toning things down. Easy does it. I am impressed, aspirant. You are ready. Claim the hands from your kills.
The creature fixes you with an eerie gaze. It doesn't just see you, it sees through you.
Enter Candle Hollow's tombstones by speaking Sicarius at the door. Announce your intention before the tribunal to become an unholy assassin. There you shall be judged. There you shall transcend.
Drab attire, lackluster skin. My darling, you need my gems. They'll brighten even a ghoul like yourself. Or, if you are the practical sort, I also stock enchanted stones. They're almost as magical as myself. A skeleton would be more accurate. You have good bones, darling. You just need decoration, and you're in the right place. Darling, we're on this plane but for a blink of the eye. Why not get a little... Remember?
Park's no place for a stroll anymore. More likely to find a muggin than a picnic these days.
You feel an all too familiar squirm in the recesses of your mind. She has a tadpole.
Or perhaps you'll find something bloodier. The Absolute warriors are at work, just beyond here. You'd be wise to not so loud. You and I might now hop along. When the time's right.
Huh. There's something going on here. I don't like it.
Yes?
You're sure?
Oh, speak.
Githyanki. The word means quite literally Gith's children. But I have never known family the way Jaheira knows it. My so-called cousins are simply spawn hatched from the same clutch. I will never know who laid the egg I hatched from. And until I met Jaheira's family, I never thought to wonder. Well, enough brooding. What did you need?
Jaheira's adept at keeping secrets, and for good reason. She was wise to try and keep her family safe. I just wish I could have done the same.
Yes? Yeah?
I don't know what I was expecting. Something beyond real. My life would have been so different if I ended up working for her instead of Gortash. Looking after these kids. Making a difference. Maybe in the next life.
What did you want to talk about, my darling?
Run, 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 run! Oh, friend! Hello? Stop running? But then I won't be running anymore! Stop running to run better. Okay. See you later. Home, 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 home.
There's plenty of folk in this park we could get to know. Especially
How are your new guests settling in? The captain's the one in...
Absolute this, end of the world that. These young...
Aye, well met, citizen. Oh, I mean fellow citizen, I guess. Sorry, not used to retirement.
Fist these days can't take a piss without a steel watcher helping them aim. It's pathetic.
something over there.
Oh, a new face in the park. How charming.
First you worry about the guards, now you're chatting to...
Fine, darling, fine.
You know, I read about someone before.
I remind you again, Wendell. 1 month. The book ended too soon. There was plenty of dusk left to explore.
Oh, hello there. Feel free to listen in, but only
Hang on. Don't distract me. I've been waiting a bloody month to talk about this book.
Tell you what, I really enjoyed our book.
And what are my general feelings on
I could ask them to keep it down.
Prove it.
Anything for you, dear.
Stupid Connell, throwing my book. Sorry, Mum said I should.
I don't care what Emmons...
Well, if you can't believe it, that makes it...
I'm sorry for Wendell. He does get a touch, over effusive about our courtship. Pay him no heed.
You said you wanted to check. Though I must admit, all the clankery from the...
We redden our steel by the light of day in his name. You are our lamb, ready for slaughter. Lady Oren asked us to test you, but I think you'll fail. What say you, little lamb? We redden our steel. You, Lady Oren.
Be quick. This mind is small, fragile. Listen now.
Checking things out.
Dusk was the story's best character.
The novel's protagonist is such a basic
My
choice.
energy wanes. Time to
Listen,
rest.
I know what I like, and the book delivered.
Listen. You know us. Absolute will.
What's going on here? Someone raised the...
You feel a familiar squirm deep in your mind. She has a tadpole, but something grasps at it. Something powerful.
Quick. Must be quick. This mind is small. Fragile as an egg. Listen now.
Entering her mind is like boarding a sinking ship. The architecture of her consciousness buckles and collapses. Thoughts yield to a flood of overwhelming power. The Elder Brain.
Do not waste time. This mind cannot bear us. It turns to liquid. Listen. Just listen. We learn. We grow. Loosen our clumsy bindings. Aid us, necromancer dead. Changeling and tyrant remain at odds. Kill them. You have a place in my grand design.
The Elder Brain's working her like a damn string puppet. What else is it capable of?
So many. So many of them. They love me.
Defender of the people.
I really liked what the author
And
did
I'm
with
off.
Bedford.
By me.
I welcome thee to the Devil's Fee, where every hellish curio is a... Oh, it's you. Your little scroot of a friend left this on my floor the last time you visited. I presume you have returned to re-engage my services? You forgot what we did? I find that hard to believe. But if you speak truth, perhaps I could jog that lazy memory of yours. You seek answers. Lord Mammon seeks coin. I will happily mediate. Make me an offer.
Mammon. I knew it. I did.
A generous donation. The King of Avarice's pockets are most pleased. You stand before Mammon's picklock, latchkeeper of the 9 hells. My business is not information, nor hellish curios. Not really. I break people into the hells. That's my thing. I opened a portal for you and Lord Gortash. Raphael. That sounds vaguely familiar, but I have a terrible memory for names. The only thing that jogs it is coin. My,
What deep pockets you have. Yes, you are quite correct. The Crown of Carsus left the vault, and an opportunity opened for a devil named Raphael. His House of Hope is furnished with a great deal of treasures, many related to Carsus. But alas, he lacks the crown itself. He's rather ambitious. One can only wonder what he has planned for the crown. The answers to that can probably be found within his house.
Looks like we owe Raphael a semi-friendly visit.
And yet you paid anyway. What a terrible cosmic coincidence. So keen to return to the Hells. Well, I suppose it's warm this time of year. Very well. If you wish to die in Avernus, that's your business. Mine is charging you for it. Of course, such a task will require quite the substantial donation to Lord Mammon's coffers.
Such a task would be tantamount to suicide. Do not even entertain it.
Correction, dear. Lord Mammon is ripping you off. It's sort of his thing. Why? The risk almost seems worth it when there's such pretty coins involved. Allow me to outline how this is going to work. First, you were never here. We never spoke. Second, you will perform the rites yourself. I want absolute deniability. Here's the grimoire and necessary components. Oh, take this key, too. It unlocks the ritual room upstairs. There's a blood circle already drawn. Don't ask whose blood.
Along with the grimoire and components, Helsik hands you a note containing precise instructions for performing the ritual.
Finally, you were never here. That is of utmost import to remember. Now be gone!
Something over there.
How may I be of further assistance? Now you've seen...
Tempers are rising.
Was it good for you? I thought as much. You moaned like a dragon thrice struck with a broadsword. You turned the pain of the damned into impossible pleasure. You'll never be the same.
Did you want something? If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while. Doesn't look like anyone's been here in a while. Perhaps people lost faith. Or forgot about it. I wanted to come here. To see if I felt anything that I hadn't done before. Now that I know what I know. Now that I know who I am. I don't know. For so long I only felt what she wanted me to. Now I have to do it for myself, and I feel like I'm drowning. So much time's been lost already. Most of it I can't even remember. What I do remember, it would have been so much easier to just become a monster. I have my family back. And now I can't even look them in the eye. I don't deserve to be anyone's daughter.
Is something burdening you?
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Of course.
What's on your mind? Yes?